During the past year, 1 million Congolese have fled their homes in terror.
This place is an unsafe place because we don't have the possibility to move from here. Surrounded by guns, by heavy guns.
Those who fled took refuge in camps like this. Many walked for miles to get here, and they haven't eaten in days. When we were back in eastern Congo in October, a rebel group was threatening to overthrow the government. More than 7,000 newly displaced people have arrived to escape the fighting that's taking place only about 10 miles down the road from here. Many of these people have been displaced more than 2 and 3 times already.
Most of them, they have fled during the night, so that means they have left everything.
Fidel Bafilemba works with the International Rescue Committee. Aid groups like IRC have been overwhelmed trying to take care of the flood of displaced people.
Some of them have been looted out, others have been beaten, and others even they have witnessed their brothers being killed, so it's not been really easy for them.
Everyone in this camp had a story to tell. We heard Pascal Bumbari's. Pascal is 25 years old and has 2 daughters. He just completed his studies to become a school teacher and was picking up his certificate when the rebels came.
I was getting my diploma, and when I arrived, the war started. They were in camouflage. They were carrying heavy weapons on their head and back, with bandoliers across their chest.
The rebels broke into houses and loaded their trucks with food and furniture and mobile phones. When they drove away, Pascal ran.
I spent the night in a banana plantation where there was no one, without eating or drinking. And the next morning I went through a forest, and as soon as I got home I took my wife, and we came to this camp. Displaced 2 times in less than a year. What can I say?
Pascal and his wife Vestine had already escaped the rebel advance once and were living in another camp. They were forced to flee again. To make matters worse, Vestine was 9 months pregnant with their second child, Solange. Solange was actually born here in the camp, right on the ground where we are, only 6 days ago. And Vestine walked here only 9 days ago, completely pregnant. It's been a tough first 6 days of Solange's life, but where they're coming from was even worse. The UN has struggled to bring peace to eastern Congo, a region of vast mineral wealth. This is where some of the fiercest fighting has taken place in the last month or so. This UN force from India took us on one of their daily patrols.
On an average, we do about 140 to 150 patrols all over North Kivu province.
Each day?
Each day.
Right. The rebels are right over there. Can I see on the binoculars?
We'll have to focus it. Sure.
At one point during the last decade, more than 6 nations were scrambling for Congo's riches. Some have called the conflict Africa's first world war. After years of fighting, in January, the governments of Congo and Rwanda began working together to end the conflict, whose roots trace back to the 1994 Rwandan genocide. While the joint operation offers some hope for the future, Pascal and almost 1 million Congolese like him continue to live in hunger and fear, unable to return home.
What I lost there, it's so much that if I made a list, we'd be here all afternoon. All I'm missing, all I want in life, is just to see my home again.
But Pascal didn't return home. He and his family were forced to flee for a 3rd time, and for months we couldn't find them. When I was back in Congo last month, I received a surprise phone call. It was Pascal in a new refugee camp 20 miles away from where we met him. We've just arrived in Mugunga 3, which is another one of the displaced people's camp, and it's the first time that I've seen Pascal and Vestine in over 4 months now. After the most recent fighting, Pascal and Vestine lived at the edge of a forest for a month before the UN Refugee Agency brought them to this new camp, where thousands seek refuge.
We still live very close to the region where the war is continuing. When we hear there are attacks nearby, we're afraid. And when we hear gunfire and explosions in the distance, it's traumatizing.
The camp's food rations have been cut, and Vestine says it's affecting her ability to breastfeed Solange, who is now 4 months old.
She's not doing so well, because when I go to breastfeed her, there's nothing there.
The past months have taken their toll on the family, but during our interview, Pascal heard good news.
Only an hour after we arrived, Pascal found out that he'd been given a job.
Pascal will be teaching second grade at the camp, so even though it's not safe enough for him to return home yet, he'll finally be putting his teaching diploma to use.
I have finally found a job. You can see me in front of these kids. I've already started to work.
Pascal is working for the international organization running the camp's school, but he's not sure how long it will last. His salary depends on continued funding for humanitarian aid groups. And no matter what, it's still not home. For Worldfocus, I'm Michael Kavanagh in Eastern Congo.